Oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. Talking about, well, it's Halloween, so we got to talk about cultural appropriation.
Yes, we do.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Going through an article here from Everyday Feminism, basically saying that you can't eat burritos without going to the bad section of town, is essentially what the lady says. So, let's see, cultural appropriation shows that you don't have to like a person to respect their or respect their identity to feel entitled to take from them. Buying a burrito is taking from Mexican people.
It boggles my mind.
It boggles my mind, too.
I can't even wrap my head around this. I'm buying a burrito because it's delicious.
Right.
And I heard you had really good burritos.
Right. I mean, this is, because the reason is that what people will say is, look, I got no problem with Mexicans. I love Mexican food. And they say that and they mean it, right?
Yeah.
Like, because basically food, maybe some furniture, some flags or something, that's what culture is from the external trappings, right?
Yeah.
When you look at it. So food is a large part of culture. So, when people like a particular type of ethnic food, they become interested in that culture, interested in the people. And this is a way for somebody who says, you're bad because you're white, to sort of point a finger and say, oh, no. Just because you like burritos doesn't mean you like Mexican people, because you don't want to eat them in a terrible neighborhood where you might get robbed.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry, but there are all kinds of things I don't want to do in a terrible neighborhood.
Right, all of them.
Yeah,
there's all
like
of the things
visit.
that I don't want to do in a terrible neighborhood. Number 3, it makes things cool for white people, but too ethnic for people of color. This is cultural appropriation. It being cultural appropriation. The U.S. is a white-dominated society. You can't say majority white at this point, but a white-dominated society. And for proof of that, I think this is hilarious, by the way, a site called Everyday Feminism, knowing that women are more than 50% of the population. A white-dominated society, and for proof of that, search no further than the way immigrants, indigenous people, and people of color are criticized for the things that distinguish us from white Americans. For example, standards of professionalism hold back all kinds of people who aren't white men. Get ready. As a black woman, this is who Ms. Johnson is here, there are many jobs that would bar me from if I wore cornrows, dreadlocks, or an afro. That's completely true, right? I mean, yeah, there are jobs.
Sure, absolutely.
That you probably can't wear cornrows, dreadlocks, or an afro.
Right.
Now, I would think an afro less so, but fine. Whatever. I'll take her word for it. She lives the life I don't.
And there are jobs, probably those same jobs would not allow me to wear a big mohawk all spiked up.
That's kind of the point here. Some of the most natural ways to keep my hair. So for me, wearing my hair naturally is as a meaningful declaration that I believe in my natural beauty. It's risky to make this declaration in a society that says I must aspire to whiteness to have value. I don't see that, okay? I mean, I don't live in a place where having an afro or cornrows or whatever, but I think there are jobs where you can't have sort of an edgy haircut.
Yeah.
Compare that fashion to Fashion Magazine's reception of white teenager Kylie Jenner's epic cornrows or edgy dreadlocks. Now look, comparing a teenager's cornrows to the haircut you need to have a job might be, I don't know, moving the friggin' goalposts a little bit.
A few hundred yards, maybe.
I mean, is this same job of which you speak going to allow a teenager to have cornrows or dreadlocks or an afro? I mean, I don't know the answer to this.
Part of the reason we do have some of these standards is because they've demonstrated over time that they're successful. That sometimes that if we put on a very professional air, particularly in sales jobs, where you have to go out and meet a wide variety of different people, that having a clean-cut, professional appearance probably helps you as well as the company.
Yep. So what I would say regarding that is that I keep my hair close, kind of tight on the sides, and a little bit on the top. I think it's a pretty normal haircut for a guy my age. I don't have any visible tattoos, and I keep my face clean shaven.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I do that is, A, this is the easiest thing for me to do. Right? It's I don't have a lot of hair to keep going, in good condition, and I don't. The easiest thing to do as far as facial hair goes is to not shave anything. The next easiest thing to do is to shave everything.
Right.
After that, grooming a goatee or a Van Dyke or whatever beard or whatever, that stuff takes way too much time. My look appeals to the largest audience out there and offends the least amount of people. My look will result in the most sales that I can make and the least offended people. Because an offended person is not going to buy from you.
Right.
That's the end of the story. So does my color come into that? I think it does. Sure. I'm willing to give that that's true. But I've worked alongside of people of color who have been great salespeople and overcome whatever this thing called, whatever this thing called privilege is.
Right.
And I'm willing to say that it's there. I'm willing to say that. I don't know the quantifiability of it.
I just wish we'd stop talking about it.
Me too.
Just wish everybody would. I think if we all just recognize that we're all human beings and that we all bring something to the table.
Yeah. If you fail in life, it probably isn't because of privilege, because there are many people who do of color who manage to succeed.
And
it's likely attitude.
Right. And too many have succeeded to just write it off as happenstance or they were lucky or.
Yeah. And I can see why somebody of color who feels like they've been treated badly doesn't like the idea of some white guy telling them that they should just be chipper and everything will turn around. I would like to point out that 8.5 years in prison gives me a bit of a stigma too. And I've managed to make it in spite of all the odds. I would say the number of people of color as a percentage of the population that are successful versus the number of convicts that are successful, I'd say the people of color do better. So I think I've got some credence. Maybe not everything, but some.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Cultural appropriation lets privileged people profit from oppressed people's labor. Supposedly, in the good old U.S. of A., we're all free to pursue the capitalistic American dream of building your own wealth. But in reality, it's not that simple. For many people, barriers like classism, racism, and xenophobia mean that they don't have the right look, language, or position of privilege to earn income with their culturally specific tools. And yet, sometimes white people can turn these same culturally specific tools into profit, thereby hurting the communities that they're borrowing them from. Okay, so yes, it's true that if you speak English well in the United States, you will do far better than if you do not. That is not, that's not classism, that's not racism, and that's not xenophobia. That is a reality of communication. You can have an accent and still do well. Look at how many,
Sure.
Many of the billionaires in the United States are foreigners.
Yep.
So, for example, some say that middle-class a white woman gets into a Native American spirituality and sees the chance to start a business based on what she's learned. That might seem innocent enough. She has an interest. She wants to make money off of it. That's the dream, right? There's a problem.
No, Mark.
It's a problem.
It's entrepreneurship. Please.
855-450-3733. Free Talk Live.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I'm here to tell you about GCNtelecare.com, a team of board-certified doctors assisting you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Within 15 minutes of registration, care your family can afford. Revolutionizing the healthcare industry, virtual consulting providing diagnosis of non-emergency medical issues by phone or secure video on computer or smart mobile devices. GCNtelecare.com. Virtual care anywhere.
Understanding your credit score is the first step towards managing and improving it. This is Charlie Sundstrom with your Van Dyke Mortgage Minute. The most influential component of your credit score is your payment history. Almost equally as important is the amount you owe on credit accounts. Also impacting your score, but to a lesser degree, are the length of time you've utilized your credit, the number of new accounts, credit inquiries, and your various types of credit accounts. To help achieve or maintain a healthy credit score, have a system set up to assure your bills are always paid on time. Don't max out your cards. It's better to have a high credit limit with a low balance. Never close old accounts. The age of these can actually help your credit score. But don't be afraid to use your credit. You need several accounts in order to have a credit score. Just keep the corresponding payments within your means. For your mortgage pre-approval and refi needs, start by visiting VanDykeMortgage.com.
Corporate NMLS 3035. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Charlie Sundstrom, NMLS 134251.
Are you a political activist who does things that the government might not like? Then this free ebook may save your life. Rats is your guide to protecting yourself against snitches, informers, informants, agents provocateur, narcs, finks, and similar vermin. Rats was written by OG libertarian Claire Wolfe. Rats is a short book, easy to read, and available free in many formats. Download Rats free at rats-nosnitch.com. That's rats-nosnitch.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
The number is 855-450-3733. 855-450-FREE. You can call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. This live edition of Free Talk Live. And yes, we are live. We're bringing you a live radio program from 7p to 10p Eastern Time every day of the year. 855-450-3733. I want to tell you about Bitcoin Unlimited. Roger Ver, also known as Bitcoin Jesus, believes that the greatest threat to Bitcoin comes from the inside. There are those in the Bitcoin community that don't want to see Bitcoin grow. They are holding back the increase of what they call the block size, and this is a technical thing. A new Bitcoin client has, however, been introduced, and it has an increased block size and is supported by Roger Ver and Free Talk Live, too. I've got it here on the studio computer, as a matter of fact, right now. Recently, via BTC, the fifth largest miner, switched exclusively to Bitcoin Unlimited. That's what this new program is. And Bitcoin prices spiked by 5%, and they're going up again today. Is this all a coincidence? Many observers do not think so. Bitcoin should not be held back by a few. You can learn more at bitcoinunlimited.info. It's bitcoinunlimited.info. Let's go to David calling in on Skype. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, I'm outside. Let me walk out of the breeze so it doesn't interfere. So is it Mark? It is, I believe.
Yes.
I've never got a chance to hear what. And I'm not judging. Just curiosity. Prison. What were you sent to prison for?
Sure. When I was 17 years old, I was in a hotel room where a man died, and I basically lied to protect my what I consider to be friend at the time. That person and his lawyer decided it would be a good idea if he shared that sentence with me, and so I went down with the ship because I wasn't entirely upfront and didn't keep my mouth shut. If I would have done things differently, certainly there would have been different results. But I spent 8.5 years in prison on a second-degree murder charge. I was finally released as a result of the Florida Supreme Court ruling.
Ah, I see. Okay, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the guy that ended up dying. I mean, I'm here. He's the one that the worst. Him and his family, they're the ones that got the worst of it into this deal.
Yeah, was somebody got shot or
he was beaten and strangled.
I see. Okay. Yeah, everybody loses except for the lawyers, the people getting paid to be there in the process.
That much is true.
Yeah. Was wanted to continue on just a step or two on you're talking about the psych stuff the other day and talking about psych evaluations. One concept I have, which I touched on briefly back then, was the other call was that the things that the psych industry labels as abnormal, I think a lot of those are actually
abnormal.
Yeah, that's. Did you see the movie Young Frankenstein?
Yeah. Little Mel Brooks humor there. I got it. Thank you.
I did not.
The things that the psych industry labels as abnormal, I think a lot of those actually are normally occurring and are incorrectly labeled a pathology or abnormal psych, as they label it. Mm-hmm. And for various reasons, one, because I'm cool because I discovered something, and it also comes in useful for targeting various different people for whatever purpose, whether to make money off of them for drugs, make money off of them for therapy, make money off of them by keeping them in the legal system.
Don't forget the drugs.
Exactly. Yeah. And or block them from access to this job, or block them from access to, in my case, my children, even though nothing was ever diagnosed and adjudicated. It was all non-diagnosed and non-adjudicated, but used anyway, which is another subject.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, for instance, weapon possession. Yeah. People will often say, look, convicted felons and those that are insane should not have possession of weapons. Now, convicted felons are easy to figure out.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a record. They're convicted felons. Now, who's insane and who isn't is much more difficult to determine because at that point, essentially, these systems that are put in place can be used as a weapon against somebody so that they can't defend themselves. They can't defend their families, right, and these sorts of things. And there's all kinds of other things, and like prevent them from seeing their children and that kind of thing. Now, I'm of the opinion that people should pay for the children that they're allowed to visit with, and that if you can't see your kids, then frankly, I got to say that, if you're disallowed from seeing your children, you shouldn't have to pay for them.
I got to say, and from the angle of denying someone the right of self-defense or the right to keep and bear arms because they are crazy, I know it's not safe, but really, we're going to start making judgment calls on who is what level of insane do you have to be?
Because insanity is just a deviation from the norm, but there is no norm.
And I'm sorry, but from taking a hardcore liberty point of view on this particular subject, I'm sorry if you're completely bats in the belfry nuts. I shouldn't still be able to deny you the ability to defend yourself should you need to do so. And if that's against deadly force and you need a gun to do that, now, does that make my world a little more dangerous? Yes. But nobody says that liberty is perfect and safe.
I kind of feel like a crazy person in possession of a weapon is much more likely to be shot. Like, shot and killed.
The problem may be taken care of if they do something like that. It's this whole concept that because you suffer some disease, malady, or something that now we are going to take away fundamental natural rights that you possess as a part of the human condition. That just doesn't fly with me. And
we take guns away from the criminally insane, but we give them armies.
There you go.
Go ahead, David.
Exactly. I devised, or somebody else might have as well, but this came to me is that the argument is, you have, we've diagnosed you as whatever, so you can't have whatever. You have this, so we're not allowing you by your children. You have this, so we're not allowing you to have a gun or whatever it is. That's a preventative thing, which that doesn't work. We already had a system that worked, darn well. And that is people that are truly crazy, usually they do things that are actually against an existing law and they get called into court on it, for right or wrong.
Right.
That usually happens. And so all of this preventative stuff is unnecessary and has the propensity to go too far rapidly. So, like in my case, they deny me access to my children, but I've never been not only not convicted of any crime that has anything to do with any of that. I've not been arrested. I've not been charged. There's not even been an allegation, just insinuations, if you see what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yet they use in the insinuation to block me from access to my children for coming on 10 years now. So the point is that this preventative stuff is not necessary, and we should be fighting against it. Because, like I said, the actual most people that have some sort of problem are going to come to the attention of law enforcement with legitimate allegations that are verifiable and result in an arrest and a charge and a trial, and then either a conviction or otherwise. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And to me, it's not only immoral, but it's unconstitutional. It completely violates the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. The
right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It doesn't say if you're a little nuts.
Yeah, and forget about the second, but think about, you have to be proven guilty to be punished.
Yeah.
And without that, I'm sorry.
David, thanks for the call. 855-450-3733. 855-450-FREE. Free Talk Live takes the radical stance that crazy people should have guns, apparently.
Or at least I do.
855-450-FREE. Free Talk Live.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-959-5928. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-959-5928. That's 1-800-959-5928. 1-800-959-5928.
There was a mighty nation, blessed above all of creation.
Charlie Daniels, he's always loved America. He's always defended the Second Amendment.
Let me just read a little thing here from Agenda 21. The American system of justice must be changed to conform to the rest of the world. Individual rights will have to take a back seat to the collective. Well, you know what the next move's going to be, don't you? It's going to be coming after your gun.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, it ain't going to sit well down my way. At all. It ain't gonna sit well.
Do you ever wonder what happened to America?
It's time to ride, boys. We need 1,000 Paul Revere's.
When I was a boy, it was okay to be proud of the flag, heritage, mom and apple pie. And beef was for supper. Revelation. dawn of global government. Theatrical screenings on demand. DVDs now available. Starring Alex Jones, Charlie Daniels, Special Ops General Jerry Boykin. Want to shed some tears over the red, white, and blue? Revelation, the movie.info. Let's fix it.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Teens Radio Show. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgoristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agorist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agorist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any tomfoolery. So go with AgoristHosting.com. And if you want to get your foot in the door with decentralized marketplaces, Agorist Hosting is now offering Open Bazaar hosting. Go to agoristhosting.com, click on the button that says Get Hosted. Agorist Hosting, that's AGORIST hosting.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
This is your Roberts & Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading Thursday, gold is about even at $1,268 per ounce, and silver is about even at $17.67 per ounce. Bitcoin is currently trading at $678 US. Roberts & Roberts Brokerage have been helping clients buying and selling gold and silver for nearly 40 years. To see how we can help you, give us a call at 800-874-9760 or visit us online at rrbi.co.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You can call in. We still have moments left here in the final segment of Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you.
And Chris.
The number is 855-450-3733. 855-450-FREE. And I just want to tell you real quick about doing your online shopping at shop.freetalklive.com. This is a great way for you to get your online shopping done, get great prices through Amazon and Walmart, and Free Talk Live gets a bump. All it is an extra click. Just go to shop.freetalklive.com and you support us. It helps us to mitigate the risk of doing a program like this. It's shop.freetalklive.com. Let's go to the phones. This is James in Arizona.
Hello.
Going once.
James.
James going twice. Yep, I don't know what's going on there. Going back to our article that we were discussing as far as cultural appropriation goes, for many barriers, let's see, she was saying, so for example, say a white middle-class woman goes to the Native American spirituality, gets into Native American spirituality and sees the chance to start a business based on what she's learned. That might seem innocent enough. She has an interest. She wants to make money off of it. That's the dream, right? But the problem is that in order to sell her products, she has to participate in a discriminatory system. This system includes federal government policies that make it hard for Native Americans to start their own businesses, as well as a professional culture in which white women and middle-class women can fit more easily than poor Native women.
All right. So, I will just go out and say that, okay, maybe there are some barriers. Maybe it's easier for her because she... You know, she's white and she has a husband with a good job, and some of those barriers just aren't there. But the other big barrier in this is the government policies towards Native Americans.
Yep.
And living on a reservation, having limited
I hope no one
opportunities.
thinks I have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you do, Mark. Obviously you do, because I can see the color of your skin from here.
Right.
Yeah, you are pale face.
I'm as disenfranchised from the government as anyone else.
Right.
And if the government is making it difficult for Native Americans to start their own businesses, then that's where we should start, because that's the path out of poverty. I think we have James in Arizona here. Let's check it out. James, are you there? Yeah.
James?
Gonna have to drop him off. Don't know what's going on there.
Huh.
All right, so going on. So white women dominate the industry of New Age materials with watered-down versions of Indian spirituality practices, drowning out the Native voices, speaking up about what Native communities need to survive. I would think some authentic voices would be, useful and interesting for people.
Mark, you know a little bit about my business that I do here in town.
Yep.
And what we do is we sell all local goods.
Yep.
That's our thing. We just work with people that whatever they happen to make, if it's within about 50 miles or so, there's no set line, but that's what we do. So they're all small businesses, and they sell because they're authentic, because these people put their heart and soul into what they do, and they're quality products. So I look at, in this example, okay, this white lady wants to open up a store and sell authentic Native American. She's creating jobs. She's providing people with opportunities. She's going to have to get these things somewhere, and say it's Native American dress or Native American pottery or things like that. The trickle, I hate to say trickle down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That effect spreads out and everybody benefits. Yes, some people are going to benefit more than others. Right now, our vendors benefit more than my girlfriend and I,
Well, my
because
question,
we're a startup.
So let's look at this white lady. How is she going to make the world better by not pursuing her passion?
Exactly.
How is the community that she would sell these things to? I don't have much interest in this stuff, but somebody does.
Right.
How is the community made better by not having products and services and books and whatever, to purchase? How is anybody made better?
No, nobody is.
Just because she has the wrong color to her skin, apparently, is the shtick. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand this. And clearly I don't understand this.
I'll be the first to admit I don't.
And I've been taught to be skeptical of things that are not proven to me. This article, going in 5 points at this point, doesn't seem to prove anything to me. I agree that there's something called white privilege. I've agreed with that over and over again. I would prefer that there not be such a thing, but that's fine. Now, I don't think it's the motivating factor that so much can be. For instance, I've got a few very good friends who are foreign, who have come to the United States. Both of them said with $100 in their pocket that I can think of, two guys I'm thinking of right now, came to the United States with $100 in their pocket, and they're successful people today.
Right.
Now, not wildly successful or anything like that, but they've got good lives and living in nice homes and doing those sorts of things. Now, you can't. I just don't believe for a second that somebody who's had 13 years in school in the United States, speaks the language with facility, and has had every opportunity for a free education for 13 years, somehow has more privilege than these guys who came over at 18 and 22 respectively and couldn't speak the language.
And I think this is living in the past. That's all that comes to mind to me is this. If we were living in 1930s America, maybe it's 1890s, pick your time, where there was still a considerable amount of racism. Real racism, not trigger words and things like that, then I'll go out and say, yeah, you got a case. But the point is it's gotten better.
It's gotten a lot better.
It's
sure.
gotten better, and it keeps getting better. What stands in the way of it continuing to improve is when we keep bringing it up and keep saying that something's there that may not really be there, trying to make issues out of anything.
I hear you. Let's go to Chris calling in from New Hampshire. Chris, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, Mark. I have the opportunity to move up to New Hampshire right now, looking at places. And my wife has this grand dream getting some land and building a house on it, becoming farmers and all this kind of stuff. I'm a computer programmer. I don't think that's going to really work out. But can you, I know you have some experience in this area. Can you disperse this dream for me? So I really know
I'd
how
be
to go
happy
back
to address this. So I have 11 acres. Some of it's wooded. I've cleared some. I've got something like 11 pigs or something right now. I don't know, some babies. I'm not clear. More than a dozen pigs, maybe like 7 adults and 7 or 9 babies. I'm not entirely sure. By the way, Chris, send me an email. I want to talk to you offline.
Sure.
At marketfreetalklive.com. First, here's the exercise I have for anybody who wants to build their own home. Go to the bank and get out $10,000 in small bills. It doesn't have to be large bills. And take it out to the driveway, kind of sprinkle them around so it's a nice pile, and put lighter fluid on it. Set that son of a bitch on fire. Just watch it burn. And now when you do it, look, you don't tell your spouse you're going to do this. You're like, hey, come on, honey, this is an exercise. Look your spouse in the eye while you do this, because this will give you some small inkling as to the blame, the recrimination, the sense of loss, the destruction, the value destroyed by doing this activity. Now, I've got a nice house, and it's 800 square feet, nothing large, but it's a cabin. It's well sealed. It's big enough for my 3-person family. We don't have a lot of area to clear or whatever, but I will never recoup the money I put into building this homestead. Never. Now, it's at tens of thousands of dollars at this point. The real estate market's bounced back from when I built this thing 8 years ago or whatever. I love my home, and I don't want to leave it. But I've got to say that if you wish to look at what makes financial sense, buying someone else's problem is a lot better than building your own, because everything costs more than it's supposed to, then everything's more than you budgeted for. There's no making money on something like this. Yes, you'll have the house of your dreams, and yes, it will be exactly where you want on the property or whatever.
Right.
But I would recommend, please, for God's sake, look at 10 properties first before you say, you know what, we just have to build our own, Chris, or your wife, or whomever I'm directing this at, is to just take a look at what these other properties look like. Go ahead, real quick.
And there's tons of them out there, depending on, especially if you're in IT, your opportunities to work remotely may be out there. So don't focus on that.
I'm already working full-time remote, so
excellent.
I'm good. I can live wherever.
Thanks for the call, Chris. Yeah, that's it for Free Talk Live. Check us out at freetalklive.com.
Angioprim can unclog blocked arteries and improve blood flow in all parts of your body. Angioprim is oral chelation. Easy, simple, liquid oral chelation. You take it with juice before breakfast and forget about it. Angioprim works fast, unlike old-fashioned chelation that takes hours. Just log on to angioprim.com. That's Angioprim, ANGIOPRIM, angioprim.com. Angioprim users say they have more energy, more strength, more endurance. Increased circulation and blood flow will make all your body parts work better. Log on to angioprim.com to get more information on how you can get started and start feeling better, having fun, and doing more again. Lots more. Talk to a trained Angioprim consultant. Call Angioprim toll-free at 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221. Or log on for complete information. Angioprim.com. That's Angioprim.com. Find out how Angioprim can work for you. Get the facts about Angioprim at Angioprim.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealestate.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
The live edition of Flaming Freedom is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, October 27th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.69 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,271 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $684. Antiwar.com reports, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a flurry of airstrikes Wednesday against the Idlib province in North Syria killed at least 35 civilians, including an estimated 22 school children, when one of the strikes hit a school. The observatory said they were not clear if the attacks were carried out by Syrian or Russian warplanes, though later reports from other sources attributed the attacks to the Syrians. The Idlib province is controlled by the al-Qaeda-linked Nusra Front. This has made it a regular target for airstrikes, though the comparative lack of intelligence on the location of Nusra fighters means that the attacks have a tendency to hit civilian bystanders. Few Nusra fighters have been caught up in any of the recent strikes. The main fighting between Nusra and the Syrian military recently is over Aleppo, though there is also considerable tension along the border between Idlib and the Latakia provinces, with the Syrian military having talked up a potential invasion of Idlib from the coast for a while. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.xyz, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. UPI reports Alabama's State House Judiciary Committee is demanding Alabama Governor Robert Bentley and several of his senior officials testify under oath for their impeachment investigation. Legislators on the Judiciary Committee said a formal request for the governor and several of his top surrogates to answer questions under oath as part of impeachment proceedings alleging Bentley committed willful neglect of duty and corruption in office. A letter sent to Bentley suggests he, his chief legal advisor David Byrne, director of legislative affairs Wesley Hilton, and Director of Federal and Local Government Affairs Zach Lee appear at the office of Jack Sherman, the lawyer appointed as special counsel for the impeachment hearings. The impeachment stems from accusations by former Alabama Law Enforcement Agency Secretary Spencer Collier that the governor used state resources while trying to have an affair with a political advisor. Bentley is also accused of trying to stop Collier from signing an affidavit in a criminal probe of then House Speaker Mike Hubbard. It is unclear whether the committee has the power to issue a subpoena. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a federal judge in the conspiracy trial of 7 people who took occupation of a U.S. wildlife center in Oregon dismissed a juror over questions of bias on Wednesday, then ordered jury deliberations to begin anew with a replacement. U.S. District Judge Anna Brown, as she directed an alternate to step in for the disqualified juror, said it's a new jury, a new day, a new start, stressing that the reconstituted panel must renew its consideration of the case from scratch. She said they cannot pick up where they left off. The jury's impartiality came under scrutiny on Tuesday on day 3 of deliberations when the panel sent a handwritten note to the judge stating that one juror had professed to being very biased at the outset of the jury session last week. According to the letter, a copy of which defense lawyers showed journalists, the juror cited his past employment with the Federal Bureau of Land Management, though it left unclear whether his supposed bias was for or against the government. Brown questioned the juror behind closed doors on Tuesday and said afterward she found no basis for concluding he was biased. biased, but defense lawyers said that they were not convinced and filed a motion on Wednesday calling for a mistrial unless the judge agreed to dismiss the juror in question and restart deliberations with an alternate in place. The judge agreed to dismiss the juror on Wednesday, deciding she had no other recourse. Brown said that opening the jury to further interrogation on the matter would have undermined the sanctity of deliberations, which must remain private. The 12 jurors were excused from court for the rest of the day and were to meet again on Thursday morning for further instructions. It remained unclear when deliberations would resume. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Friends of local man Carl Brewster told reporters this week they are all absolutely at a loss as to how he is not completely depressed.
I've known Carl for years now, and he really is a great guy, super nice. But honestly, I don't know how he doesn't go home and cry himself to sleep every night. I mean, he walks dogs for a living, and no one will ever date him. I really don't get it.
Saying that they were baffled at how their close friend managed to remain even moderately happy day in and day out given his life circumstances, sources confirmed they were regularly confronted with Carl's perplexingly gregarious and affable demeanor.
I mean, Carl's life really sucks, but somehow he manages to wave good morning to me every time I see him, and he always has this big smile on his face. Maybe he's on some kind of medication.
Things have always been really awful for Carl, but he's never really been depressed. I mean, I make 3 times as much money as him, and I'm totally miserable. Honestly, we all thought he would have killed himself by now, but he hasn't.
This is the Onion News Network.
Everybody get up.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Flaming Freedom. It's October 27th, 2016, and I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mood. How are you tonight, Steven?
I'm feeling hacky.
Hacky?
Yeah, I'm hacking.
You're hacking away at your computer over there?
Yeah, I am.
All right, that's cool. I like it. I dig it.
I was playing guitar too.
We got a very special guest who hasn't been with us in a long time. William, the buff blue-eyed bottom, joins us from across the internet.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, William?
I am pretty well. How are you?
Still buff over there?
Trying every day, right?
You go to the gym every day?
5 to 6 days a week, yeah.
Damn.
Interesting.
We do yoga every day. You ever do yoga?
Only with you that one time.
Only with us? Did you do yoga at our house?
Yeah. Yes, the Free Coast after party.
Oh yeah, fun.
Briefly.
Cool. Well, I do love yoga. We did some great yoga today, and tomorrow there's actually disco yoga. We're gonna bring our light machine, like our lasers, have a big dance party, and do hot yoga for 90 minutes, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to it all month.
90 minutes.
Yeah. Steven got me roses today, William.
I saw your post.
Did you see that picture?
I did. I'm very impressed. Great job, Steven.
Are you jealous?
Yes, I am.
Good. That's my goal. I wanted to make everyone jealous.
It's working.
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook today.
Well, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I was hoping for 100 likes, but I didn't make it to 100.
No.
No. So if you're listening right now, go over there to my Facebook page and give a like. Also, if you're listening right now, you can get interactive with me over at flamingfreedom.com. We've got all the show notes there for all the topics that we're going to be talking about, plus a chat room where you can interact with other listeners, and it's all free. It's this podcast thing we do. I got some. You should go there now, William, if you can, if you can handle it.
Where is it?
Flamingfreedom.com.
Okay.
I've got all the show notes there, so when I'm talking about stuff, you can know what I'm talking about. I posted a picture of a really hot guy there too. He's so ripply and it's like shirtless. He's he's laying in the sand dunes, and you know how the sand dunes have those like endless ripples from the wind blowing them? Well, he's like laying down with them, and it looks like his body and the pecs and the abs and everything just like blends right in on that sand dune. It's so natural and beautiful.
I see it.
Hot.
He is impressive, but fairly twinky.
Twinkie, yeah, I'm into that. You're not into that.
Okay.
You don't like twinks?
No, I
Like
don't. Not
buff,
really.
buff, blue-eyed men like yourself.
What attribute specifically do you not like about twinks? Because it's a vague word.
I think it's the overall slenderness, maybe.
The slenderness. You just like
Yeah, it's
guys to
I
be
like guys
big.
that are bigger than me.
You like a bunch of
Bigger
sludge
than
hanging
you.
off their bodies.
Sludge.
Yeah.
You like an imbalance.
Gross.
I don't know. I'm just
You
they're
want
so
you like them
young
to
looking.
be good at storing up food for the winter.
Not quite.
You don't want to eat the mussels during the
No.
winter. That atrophy is no good.
No, it's
You
not.
you want them to eat the fat.
Yeah.
Cool. Was I correct? You said you were a bottom during Flaming Freedom, right?
I did say that.
That
Yes.
boy is a bottom. So I got some stuff I wanted to talk about tonight. We had a gay friend or a bi friend, whatever. You know, we threw those terms out the window like months ago, but I still use them occasionally.
Sure.
Because I was confused about this guy who came to visit. I thought, well, I just thought he was hot. I didn't think anything.
I
about
would
his
I would
sexuality.
call him a boy friend.
A boyfriend. Yeah, that's a good description.
You know,
he's a young looking boy. He's probably our age, but he looks young and is tiny. He has this tiny waist, this little bubble butt. And I
Yeah.
wanted to grab it so bad. And his pecs were so big for such a little guy. He must work out a lot. And he had big biceps. And I'll put a picture on flamingfreedom.com. You know, did we get any? There's probably some sexy picture I can post. And you know, so he arrived, he visited. He's a friend of Steven's from San Francisco, and was staying the weekend, checking out Portsmouth, staying with us for a little while. We wanted to give him the experience, you know. And he got off
I
this
see.
bus, and I just saw he looked so cute. Like I didn't have any intentions of. I was thinking maybe Steven would have sex with him, and like, you know, they're friends. You know, I don't want to intervene or anything. I don't want to get between them. But when I saw him, I was like, okay, I totally want to have sex with him. And
That good, huh?
yeah, totally. He was hot,
I
and
see.
and totally my type. And he looked like just one of my best friends from growing up, who I always wanted to have sex with, but he was straight. So he looked just
that'll do
like
it.
him. Yeah, have you? I don't know if you've had that experience. It was very weird.
Oh yeah.
It felt like I was fucking my friend.
Well, no, I've never seen someone that looked like them, but I've like, of course,
You've had
you always think
crushes?
about. Yeah, you always think about that, right?
Yeah, I totally. And have you told your friends, like straight friends, if you want to fuck
No.
them? But they know, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Who is it? Who's your friend that you want to fuck? You don't have to give names, but like, there's a straight guy. He's a friend of yours. Where'd you meet him?
A guy.
A guy.
There's a guy that's a friend of his.
Right.
I would
Forget the
assume.
term.
I am in no way attracted to women, so.
No, we're not talking about you. The
I
guy.
bet you could be fooled.
Could I? I don't know.
I don't know. I would get pegged. I would get pegged by a woman. I've never had sex with a woman. You're a gold star gay?
I am.
Good for you. I need to. Where's my soundboard? Like, good for you. Congratulations, Balloons Fall. You haven't had sex with a woman. I
Never.
guess that's kind of like a virgin.
I guess so.
You're a virgin.
So are you.
If you want to
So
say that,
so
sure.
am I. Yeah. But I would.
Something like that.
I would. I need to find the right girl to peg me.
Do you though?
That doesn't.
No, I
count.
don't need it. It doesn't. What do you mean it doesn't
That
count?
you still be a virgin.
After being pegged by a woman, because I haven't been actually penetrated by her body.
Don't you have to?
You would have to.
I would have
penetrate
to.
her vagina.
Oh, I would have to do it.
Yeah.
I think those are the rules.
Your dick would have to be inside her vagina.
That boy is a bottom. Well, a lot of guys are into this, and I wish I don't know. I wish there was some way to measure and see what's going on in people's bedrooms, because I think a lot of guys are taking it in the ass from their
I think
girlfriends.
they are too, honestly.
But the dildos, the strap-on dildos, look
They must be.
ridiculous. They look so silly, don't they? I mean, there needs to be one
Yeah.
that looks kind of sexy. But
Well, maybe it helps them compensate and just like rationalize that they're having sex with a woman still, that it doesn't look like a regular dick.
we jerked off to the craziest thing today. Steven and I took a break from work while we were at home today, right before yoga, and I told him, like, I'm horny. I'm gonna go. I want to jerk off, and he was like, "Can I jerk off with you?" And I was like, "Of course," And so I had on some porn. Have you heard of this site Rabbit?
I have not.
Okay, RABB.IT. People should check it out. It's not specifically for porn. It's for like watching YouTube videos with your friends and like interacting or whatever. But you can go to any website. And so mostly what I know people use this for is porn. So I went on to Rabbit, and there were some guys messaging me like, "Oh, hey, you should come join my room." And they were into T-girls, which I guess is trans. Yeah, like chicks with dicks. Or guys who have breast implants, basically, and dress as women. And sissy stuff is what he said. Have you explored this? Do you know what this fetish of sissy or sissification is?
I haven't. I've heard of it, but it doesn't really seem up my alley.
No, it's not my alley either. But one of the benefits of Rabbit is you get to watch guys jerking off to the porn that they're into. So I'm not watching their porn. I'm watching them. We'll be right back.
On the second Saturday of every month, the Texas Republic Congress meets in a joint session. To learn how you can attend or become a member of Congress, visit thetexasrepublic.com. And together, we can liberate Texas.
Money, power, and respect are all yours at creditsuccesssecretsrevealed.com. Be seen as an industry leader. You can do it. The last application you filled out when it was time to hit submit, did your nerves spike? You didn't get the approval you seek, but there's a better way. We teach you exactly what to place into the right systems the right way the first time so you get approved. Get up to $100,000 in instant business credit. Many people will get cash on the spot. Use those two tools in your new corporate credit engine so you can walk into the bank and get your project funded today. It's all about today at creditsuccesssecretsrevealed.com. Credit Success Secrets Revealed is explosive and ignites instant results. Dial 1-800-707-8719. That's 1-800-707-8719. 1-800-707-8719. Or just go to creditsuccesssecretsrevealed.com.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Has this election season gotten you excited about the Libertarian Party? Has it gotten you mad? Do you want to see more candidates like Gary Johnson? Or do you want to see hardline libertarians? Either way, you don't have to sit on the sidelines and complain. You can make a difference by getting involved. Free Talk Live has, believe it or not, negotiated a free membership for you in the Libertarian Party at lp.org/FTL. This is a limited time offer, so go sign up for your free membership now at lp.org/FTL.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Understanding your credit score is the first step towards managing and improving it. This is Charlie Sundstrom with your Van Dyke Mortgage Minute. The most influential component of your credit score is your payment history. Almost equally as important is the amount you owe on credit accounts. Also impacting your score, but to a lesser degree, are the length of time you've utilized your credit, the number of new accounts, credit inquiries, and your various types of credit accounts. To help achieve or maintain a healthy credit score, have a system set up to assure your bills are always paid on time. Don't max out your cards. It's better to have a high credit limit with a low balance. Never close old accounts. The age of these can actually help your credit score. But don't be afraid to use your credit. You need several accounts in order to have a credit score. Just keep the corresponding payments within your means. For your mortgage pre-approval and refi needs, start by visiting VanDykeMortgage.com.
Corporate NMLS 3035. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Charlie Sundstrom, NMLS 134251.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
All right. So, all right, I was talking about Rabbit. It's this Rabbit, and if you go there now, you can't find any porn. You have to connect with other people. You put porn on yourself, and then it's like a social video watching site. So it's social in that you can add friends and have a username and interact with other people through chat, but you direct it by going to different websites or putting on different videos, and then inviting people to your room. And so there are all these different rooms where people are watching porn, and it's like if you were to go to this palace filled with all different kinds of rooms, and in every room there was a computer that people could direct and watch porn on, and everyone's jacking off together. And then you can be a part of multiple rooms at the same time, so you could have, chicks with dicks on this screen, and gay orgy on this screen, and straight stuff on the other screen where you're just watching the other guys jerk off, or whatever you're into. I mean, there's porn for it, and there's people who are into it. So it's a lot of fun. And we were on one today that was specifically, what was it? It was it was Sissy Hypno, which we had the volume off. We weren't even watching for the video's sake. But what I had full screened was the guys who were jerking off to the video. And because they were so much hotter than the guys who were actually in the video. And I like the realism, the voyeurism of watching other people jerking off in their rooms. That's really hot to me. And they like to be directed. Like, you familiar with like jerk off instructions?
Yeah, that's weird.
You think that's weird?
Well, weird as in I hadn't encountered that much. What,
jerk off instructions? JOI? Have you heard of that?
People, no, I don't know about that, but what they just wanted to be told what to do and how to come.
Isn't that interesting? I think they wanted, this is what they want to do anyway, but they want to be told to do it almost as if they're like, oh, I'm being forced to do this. So the guy,
he wants to come on his face.
He wanted to come on his face. And I think that's great. I'll come on my face any day. That's awesome.
Maybe that's part of being submissive, right?
Sure, it's just a kinky, fun thing. Hey, I can come on my chest, I can come on the floor, I can come in a sock, I can come in the toilet, I could come in an asshole, I could come on my face. And that's a fun thing. Who doesn't want to have cum all over their face? It's great. It's awesome. You're into that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If a guy's gonna come on you, I mean, what's the default? Chest?
The default?
Yeah, do you say because sometimes it's sudden and they're like, oh, I'm gonna come, and then you're like, I usually say oh, come on my chest.
Well, I usually let them decide.
You just let them decide wherever they're gonna make a big mess.
It happens.
I don't like that. I like to be clean. I don't want them coming on my bed sheets.
Oh, well, that doesn't usually happen. They usually go for your body, so.
Yeah.
In my experience, anyway.
It's better that way.
Yeah,
All right,
and always.
So that's what was happening was there were a couple of guys in this room who are quote-unquote straight, but they were watching this porn.
Did they say that?
Yeah. But they're into, but I don't know. No, they didn't say they were straight, but they definitely had some kind of hang-up about the type of porn they were watching. They were watching guys who have breast implants and appearing to be girls, and also they were watching Sissy Hypno, which was like, it's like regular porn clips, but they're like, there's this background woman's voice being like, "You love cock, focus on the cock, like don't pay attention to their tits, like you're not interested in that, like pay attention to their dicks." And
we're gonna get on board to fund this.
To what? To fund?
To fund it, yeah. Yeah, to promote and push this out all over the earth.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm doing my part to help people be into Sissy Hypno.
That is true.
This guy wanted directions, so I was giving him a little bit of direction here, saying, to get ready to come on his face, and he like bent over, got on his back, turned sideways. He had a dildo. And he was fucking himself with the dildo, totally naked, and he was sideways, and I gave him a countdown, and then I turned on the screen so that I could share that, like, oh, here's Steven and I are both naked and jerking off, and they went wild. They were totally nuts for it, like, oh my God,
Really?
this is crazy, because they're probably expecting that I'm some straight guy, or, semi... I don't know, normal, I don't know what the word is, but they figured
Like
I was
them.
like them. Yeah, they thought I was like them, and I'm way gayer than them. So they were like super turned on that I was naked with another guy and we were making out and we were jerking off, and like there was only 10 seconds to blow. So I gave a countdown in text form, was like, all right, get ready, and like gave a 10, 9, 8, so we could all come together and get ready for it. And he came all over his face. It was awesome. Steven and I came all over our chests. Everyone was like feeling super good. Just couldn't believe how crazy it was. Yeah, it was great.
I don't know though. I have to assume that you would know that a lot of your viewers are probably into what you're doing.
My viewers?
They must be. No, I mean the person that's the guy that was jerking off. You have to know that a lot of your viewers are probably going to be into guys, I would think.
I think he knows that we found him attractive. One of the other guys in the chat room was saying like, "Oh man, your cock's so huge, like it's so beautiful," and he was pretty obsessed. And the guy was, I mean, he was really teasing his dick like on the edge. He was eating his pre-cum too, which was the other thing I found incredibly hot. Every time he would like get to the edge and a little bit of pre-cum would come out, he would like dip his finger a little bit and lick it.
That's one of the best.
I think you like that, right?
A lot, yeah.
What do you like about that? Like, why?
The taste of it.
You like pre-cum taste?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it mixed with a little bit of urine? Isn't that the deal with pre-cum? Isn't it like
well, if
cleansing
it
out?
does, it tastes great.
I think that's the point of pre-cum, is that it's supposed to clean out your dick a little bit before you shoot the load into a woman, because you don't want to like put like acid. You don't want to mix.
You want pure sperm and sperm swimming.
Semen's acidic
stuff.
anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't want to mix you don't want to pee in a girl, basically. You don't want to pee in anybody.
I don't think I would have a problem.
Well, actually, yeah, I get your point. All right.
Well, the website seems very similar to just like a cam website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking up sissification right now.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh,
I have heard of it.
The first thing that came up is feminization activity, also known as sissification, used to describe... Oh, and there's a picture of a feminized male in feminine office wear, and it's like an Asian guy who looks like a girl. Used to describe the practice, especially in female dominance, of switching the gender role of a male submissive. The male in such a process is sometimes and informally known as a sissy. The feminization is usually achieved via cross-dressing, where the male is dressed in female attire, ranging from just wearing female undergarments to being fully dressed in feminine attire, including makeup. And that's what I see a lot on this website, is the guys, they love panties. They're stealing their girlfriend's panties.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
This is your Roberts & Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading Thursday, gold is about even at $1,268 per ounce, and silver is about even at $17.67 per ounce. Bitcoin is currently trading at $678 US. Roberts & Roberts Brokerage have been helping clients buying and selling gold and silver for nearly 40 years. To see how we can help you, give us a call at 800-874-9760 or visit us online at rrbi.co.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends radio show. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgoristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agorist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers, and some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agorist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any tomfoolery. So go with AgoristHosting.com. And if you want to get your foot in the door with decentralized marketplaces, Agorist Hosting is now offering Open Bazaar hosting. Go to agoristhosting.com, click on the button that says Get Hosted. Agorist Hosting, that's AGORIST, hosting.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm.
Attention CPAP users, stop the insanity and torture of your CPAP mask. Don't you hate the skin irritation and terrible leaks? Jump on the CPAP Pro train, invented by an actual CPAP user that became so frustrated with CPAP masks. Are you ready to try something new? With absolutely no straps or headgear? Go to nomask.com and get the best night's sleep ever. Free to Medicare patients. Go to nomask.com. That's NOMASK.com.
If your home has hard water, then it's likely that limescale is clogging your pipes, damaging your appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars each year. You can eliminate limescale in the entire house with HydroCare products available at Wave Home Solutions. Easy and efficient with no maintenance, no salts, no chemicals, and no coils. And you can buy with confidence from Wave Home Solutions. Performance guaranteed. Just go to bestwater411.com. That's bestwater411.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
So, William, we're talking a little bit about sissification, jerking off with guys over the internet, jerk-off instructions. What's your fetish? What are you into?
My number one is, I guess, just dominance and submission.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good one. Very
Just being
popular.
told. Yeah, it is very popular.
That makes it easier to have. It's even less of a.
What do
can't
you
even call
mean
it a
by
fetish.
dominance?
Yeah.
Being told exactly what to do.
Anything?
I've never explored it to the extremes, I suppose, but I don't know if I'd be entirely opposed.
Like, what kind of things would you like to be told to do?
I mean, I would like to please my partner however they would like me to.
So what part of that is dominance? I mean, isn't that just what partners are supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to please them the way they want to be pleased?
I suppose so.
Hey. Hold that thought. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to try and answer a call from a listener. Oh, damn. And I missed it.
Yeah, that sounds so vague that...
yeah, that doesn't sound like dominance to me.
Yeah, what do you mean by dominance? What's an example of dominance?
I guess physically being overpowered? It's hard to explain, I suppose.
In what way?
What do you mean in what way?
Like, for me,
Like,
I
describe
love being...
the scene.
Yeah.
What?
Describe the scene of someone being dominated in your mind.
Being held down.
Okay.
And used how they were desired to be by the dominator.
Kind of like treated like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Like a fuck doll.
Kind of. Yeah, I guess that's how it would be described.
Cool. Do you get to experience that?
You know, taking orders.
Do you find it's easy to find people who want to tell you what to do?
You would think it would be easier, but not entirely, no.
Why do you think it would be easier?
I just feel like it's a more prevalent thing people say, like, oh, I'm into like this dominant tops or whatever, you know. But it doesn't seem that prevalent to me.
Dominant tops?
Well, they say they are, right? But that sort of scene doesn't play out.
Right. So the world is just full of greedy bottoms.
Is that so?
Bunch
I
of
think
greedy
you're right.
bottoms who don't ever want to take the lead with other people and offer to be the top.
But then they wouldn't be the bottom.
Well, you know, you don't have to be the bottom every time.
I know. I've explored that.
So how often do you? What's your ratio of top to bottoming?
I haven't been with a lot of people, to be honest. So,
what about in your mind?
In my mind, I would say in an ideal situation, it would probably be like either 70-30 or 80-20.
Or like, so if you think about sex, 70% of the time you think about being submissive or a bottom.
Yes.
And then 30% of the time you think about being more active.
Yeah.
Or top.
Yes.
Hold that thought. I think I got this caller. Whoa! What are you in a wind tunnel? Hello? Hey. You called in. How you doing?
Excuse me?
How you doing?
Oh, good. I'm doing good.
Are you a mo?
Mo.
A big homo?
No, I'm pretty damn straight.
What are you doing listening to Flaming Freedom?
You guys are pretty damn entertaining.
Oh, cool. What's with your sound? Are you in jail?
Haven't been in jail in a while.
Are you a communist?
No, I'm actually pretty libertarian.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I was in a very small booth. I just left.
So, you told me, I think, in the chat room, if you're the same person who was just joining us on FlamingFreedom.com's chat room, that you are a straight guy who had a gay friend who had a crush on you. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Tell us the story. What's the story?
We went through high school together, and I never knew he was gay. Kind of suspected, and then when we got to high school, I tricked him into telling me he was gay.
How'd you trick him into
I
telling
told him
you?
I was bi. I was interested.
Well, maybe you are bi.
Not really. I had a girlfriend the whole time.
That doesn't mean you're not bi.
And
Well,
that's half of it. That's half of it, right? So,
through him, our conversation, me as a straight person and him as a gay person, he doesn't believe in bi men.
Huh. He thinks they're all gay. If you like guys, you're
It's
totally
like
gay.
you're gay or straight.
That's baloney.
well, the fact is that nobody's either of those things.
Yeah. So you tricked
But
him, and he told you, "Okay, I'm gay."
Yeah, and we had a lengthy conversation, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not into. I like women.
Yeah.
So, by a lengthy conversation, you meant you sucked each other's dicks in the car?
Not at that time.
Did he give you the eyes? Like he was trying to. He wanted to have sex with you, didn't he?
You know what? I don't know. I don't.
What was your hunch?
You know what? At the time, my hunch was he was gay, and I just wanted to know. And so he came out to me, like before he came out to his parents, and I think I'm the first straight person he came out to.
Wow. Well, you must be a pretty good friend.
Yeah, we were.
That's
we were good.
meaningful.
And I mean, I kind of feel bad because I tricked him into it.
Well, he probably wanted to, unburden
Yeah.
himself.
Likely you helped him do something that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because at the same time in that conversation, well, I feel bad because at the same time in that conversation, as he came out to me, that's when he expressed his interest in me.
So he told you. What did he say?
This is going to sound like, the penthouse right, and he was checking me out in the high school locker room.
No way.
Yeah.
Did he see your dick?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was shower room. Of course he did.
You guys showered together, and he let you know that he was checking out your dick?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Great story. Thanks for calling in tonight. I hope that's happening all over the world. Call in again next week if you got another dick checking story.
Yeah, I can follow up on this for a while.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, it's good to hear from you. You can call in like this man did on Skype. Are you